Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Roll of Adventure, the only game on the internet where we need someone to please move their ancient red dragon. You are blocking the driveway. Ancient red dragon. Anyone drive an ancient red dragon? No.
it's
Can
gonna
someone
get
please call the
towed.
Dragon Slayers? Someone call Dragon Slayers. Thank you. I am your Dungeon Master, Zalora. We are back after a month, as we explained last time. What might happen. Anyway, but allow me to reintroduce our great players, starting with D.
Hi, I'm D. I play Teo, a warlock who just learned the name of the god they work for. So, there's that.
Hey,
Toss it over to Briston.
I am Briston. I play Persephone, a water genasi sorcerer who apparently cannot wear armor and has to also learn that along with Gnomish. Passing it off to James.
hi, I'm James. I play Xylar, the ranger. He's just a rock star, man. Yeah. We leveled up, so that's pretty fun. And I'm gonna pass it over to Jace.
Oh, we can't hear you again.
Are you muted?
Oh no.
I'm gonna pass it over to Josie. while I figure this
Yeah,
out.
so I'm Josie. I play Elodine, our fire genasi artificer. I should choose things that I can pronounce. I'm so excited that we're level 5 now because I've got a lot more spells. Gonna see if I can pass it back to Dave.
Can I talk now?
Yes, I got you. Okay.
Yay!
Let's go. Hi, I'm Jace. I still play Ezreal, a cleric who can wear armor.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how it's done. No.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
I see how it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here I thought we were friends.
Let's pass it back to our DM.
I just want a little reminder that I don't let PvP happen in the party, so.
We have to work
Well-
like adults.
I'm nipping that one in the bud.
Oh man.
Briston is buying a plane
I
ticket
see
as we
the
speak to
DM
fight in
doesn't.
person.
I see the DM doesn't like fun.
Christian's gonna get like some boxing gloves and just like bedazzle them with these. mummies
That's
on the
weird. You
knuckle.
suddenly can't speak Gnomish at
Hmm.
all.
Oh
Oh, no, my Gnomish.
Oh, ancient Eldritch Owl descends from the sky.
How are we gonna talk trash on
I've been
people?
Roll
practicing
initiative.
every day.
How are we
Well,
gonna gossip?
Last session, what happened? You guys sieged the castle on the Stormy Planet to defeat the Goblin Warlord turned cult leader to retrieve yet another artifact, this time a fist. You were successful in it. The townsfolk were more than happy, and they sent you on your way. You returned home to God's Bay, or the Bay of Olympia. I write my name. Oh no, Port of
Bay
Olympia.
of Olympia sounds about right.
Port of Olympia. That's the name of the city.
Art. Olympia was correct.
Yeah, I it's my own world building. You know, I should know it. You returned home to Port of Olympia, which was your city base of operations. With another successful job well done, you were given all the things you were promised for the payment. However, you were informed directly by Maddox, your liaison, your handler, that your team has a secret purpose known only to him and the CEO, Charles Whitaker. There have been, according to Maddox, elements within the company that the CEO no longer trusts or has control of, and that you guys have been put together to investigate these elements, investigate the teams, the labs, and so on and so forth, to figure out what went wrong and what's going wrong. So your secret secondary or your secret secondary mission. Additionally, you were also told that one of the other special grade teams has been KIA, and another team is missing. So for the moment, jobs around artifacts and similar salvage level stuff that you guys would typically do for the company has been put on a temporary pause while they investigate this further. And that's where we pick up. You guys are in your chateau the day after you've arrived and you've learned all these heavy truths. Butler, your helper bot, has served breakfast in the dining room. And you guys are now discussing your how you want to tackle everything. You know, you have a bunch of leads and a bunch of things you can do in the city. So that's where we're open to seeing. You guys are gathered together for your morning meal.
Does anybody remember why we kept the head of that one guy?
What an insane way to start
Ezreal
breakfast.
The way to come back.
For those who are watching, we gave our butler bot a head to keep frozen. I don't know if we
Yeah.
successfully told him to do that.
Our
I
butler
did.
I
had
don't
parents.
Remember I did it?
I
he
think
was
you
told.
did,
I
and
do
then we
remember
kept
this.
doing a bit of giving conflicting instructions.
I think so, yeah.
I just don't remember why we kept it. So I'm now, Elodine's just sitting here eating her brunch, staring over at the ice box, which also like holds our food. And it's just like, maybe we don't head. I
There's a-
just don't
there's a-
remember
there's a
why.
Said was it
Could
again?
Kevin have been like smart enough to put it in a actual storage or body storage thing.
Yeah,
Do we
Kevin,
have
what'd
You
to
you
want,
do
do,
with
you,
it?
do you want to walk into your icebox and find out how
Yes.
Kevin
I will
Butler...
walk into the
Yes, I'll walk in.
icebox.
I'll
Yes.
All right.
Elodine's
So
like,
you-
remember that head we cut off? What did Kevin do with it?
So the group of you almost trepidatiously walk towards the icebox, and you open it, and it's kind of like a walk-in freezer. There's magics that are, you know, pumping the cold freezer air around, so your things remain preserved. And you walk in, runes for the lights turn on, and you look and you see a curious sight. There is a severed head, chilling. However, it's been put on top of looks to be like a broom handle stick, kind of like how someone would put a bucket on a head and paint a face on it. And it's been given a bowler cap, and it's been set in front of a table with a tea set for two.
Kevin, no.
Kevin appears behind you guys. Oh dear, masters have found my new friend.
Kevin, are you lonely?
You guys leave for long periods of time, and I have been programmed to serve you, but if you're not here to serve, what is my purpose?
That is an excellent question. And Elodine leaves. she does not handle existential crisis of things that
Guys, should
other
we get a
people
pet so
or even
Kevin has
she's
something to
created.
take care
Do
of?
we need to get a dog for
I
Kevin?
think so. Probably better than the head on the stick.
I do remember the masters told me to preserve the head. They said it was in relation to the Whiterose Theocrats and the Biwar Druid Coven.
Right.
Did not elaborate
I think his
beyond
identity
that.
is important, but I didn't write that down.
There was something I remember because Jay specifically wanted it, but now I have to go back because it's been too long.
That's right. It was something so she could like work on it.
Listen, Kevin, we went off on a job and it really messed with us mentally. We've kind of forgotten a lot.
There was these cult.
I
it
can
was a
tell,
cult-
Master.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah,
If I remember correctly, I think you guys kept the head so you can cast Speak
We're
with
taking-
the Dead on it.
Yes, we are
Oh,
taking the
that's
head so
right.
Ezreal
Right.
can learn Speak with the Dead and cast it. That's what I have written down. I found
Wait,
it.
what did we
but
want
we
to
leveled up, so I
learn?
can cast it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
That's
well-
a great
I mean,
question. I have no idea.
It was the head of one of the druids from the time you guys attempted to do a prison break on the cathedral with the White Rose Theocrats.
And then we got told not to do
Oh.
that. Or at least told to be better at it next time.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they hired us to investigate anything. We are not
Honestly, what would be better than having like someone that we can question right there and then? They can't escape.
stealth.
We just need to remember our questions that we wanted to ask.
Their head is literally on a broomstick for us.
It's the world's most macabre talking stick.
We've seen worse. We just roll with it. I mean, we just watched goblins disintegrate people essentially. So
Yeah. I actually don't know what we should do next. Like, we have so many leads, but no internal direction, I guess.
Well-
yeah, we need to decide if we are checking out the other team's houses. Sorry, chateaus. If we want to speak with the dead with this head.
You also had
I
a job from the Scrappers Union, from Sarai O'Malley specifically.
Oh,
She tasked you with retrieving a slave control unit for automatons
right.
from Yornik Industries.
That's right. I do remember that.
that's right.
Let me make note of that myself.
I guess we should do like a vote of what we want to do. We've got the union
There's al-
job.
Sorry,
yeah,
I was-
go ahead.
One other thing. There's also oh my god, excuse me. Your professor friend in the labs, who's been studying Professor Philomena Anders, who's been studying the artifacts. She did
I wanna
mention
talk
to
to
you
her.
that there's
Me
been
too.
weird activity in the labs.
Weird activity in the
Ooh.
labs.
I think we want
That could go
I want
along
to-
with what
I
the
want to
boss
go to
wants
the lab.
other stuff.
check.
Yeah. My vote's for lab. Yeah.
Mine too.
Let's do this lab.
I
agree.
think that's a great idea. Okay.
All right. With as you guys discussed, you remember the last words that you had with Professor Anders when she was there to offload the original artifact. How she mentioned that there was corporate interests that have been kind of getting in the way of her research of the artifacts. They said that they're under direct employ of the board, which, you know, any employee of Saber Corps knows that when the board's mentioned, you kind of, you know, don't block that. So, but also considering what Maddox has told you and what Charles Whitaker has ordered, seems like a great starting point.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. So you guys finish your morning meal. Decide not to ponder on the existentialism of Kevin for the moment.
I let Kevin
And-
know that this is okay. We're not upset. We're just concerned about this behavior.
Would you like a pet, Kevin?
Yeah. Is there something that like we can do to help you out, or when we are
I'm-
away? on
Like
mission?
something
Not-
living?
I'm not programmed to want.
And yet here you are wanting to.
And
answer.
yet,
He sits there and he just kind of like stares down at his hands and he looks up. Perhaps there's a glitch in my programming. I must troubleshoot. Have a good day, masters. And he walks away.
Thank you,
oh
Kevin.
dear.
Guys, we're
If
creating
you don't get
Skynet.
this guy a pet soon, he's gonna be a serial killer, isn't he?
A pet or another
Yeah.
Kevin? Maybe we just gotta pull them from the other chateaus.
Maybe we should just not give him dismembered body parts anymore.
Good idea.
You hear him
Okay.
quietly mutter under his breath as he walks away, "What am I? What is my purpose?" And he disappears around the corner.
Oh, jeez.
This is what happens when you give a robot a name.
We gave him multiple names, multiple titles.
names. Yeah.
I tried to give him
Congratulations.
another name already today. No
Was
one
it Gary?
Terrence.
Ooh, I like Terrence.
No, I like Terrence. Let's go with Terrence now.
And you wonder why he's having an identity issue.
You somehow did doing a bit this guy into sentience.
Oh dear.
But yeah, so you guys leave your chateau and you make your way to, or you're still in the Sabercore company complex, this massive corporate HQ. The labs are on the other side of the complex near the Great Pyramid that serves as their central office. The totally not Bass Pro Shops pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you make your way to the labs. They are a series of multi-story buildings, no more than like 3 or 4 stories each. There's your typical what looks to be like, lab science administrative type buildings. And as you approach, there's a lot of folks who are dressed in, the white coats, PPE, basically, they ooze the fact that they are scholarly, scientisty, other words that describe such things. You do know that Professor Anders has told you before that, if you ever wanted to visit her at her work in the labs, her office is in one of the main administrative buildings, and you quickly find it. It's the only one that looks most normal, and as you enter, there is a lobby and a kind of a small desk waiting area, and there is a receptionist behind there, a normal young human man. And you walk in, he looks up. Greetings. Can I help you today?
We're
Yes,
here-
we're looking.
Yeah. And then it kind of pushes
Pushes
her up
Israel
to the
up.
front, them up to the front.
Yes, so we're looking for Philomena Anders. Do you know where she is?
Oh, Professor Anders, of course. She should be in her office at this time. Starting the day, Do you have an appointment, or do you need me to call ahead, or?
No, just give us the number of the room and we'll make it there.
Sure, of course. And he pulls up a directory and he flips through it. She'd be on the 2nd floor, office 83.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day. And with the office number in hand, you guys take your stairs. You go up there and you stand outside of Philomena's office. The door is closed, but there is a plaque that says Professor Philomena Anders, artifact expert.
I knock on the door.
And the door opens, and you see the tall, imposing form of Rev Nichols. And he looks down at you for a moment, and then he sees that it's you guys. You kind of see his eyes soften. He's still wearing the mask over his face. Oh, I didn't expect to see you guys this morning. He opens the door. Come in. We're just started today's work. And as you're in there, Philomena's behind her desk. She seems to be organizing some papers and reports. She looks up, and her face brightens, and she goes, "Oh, well, good morning. What a pleasant
morning.
surprise. What can I help you with today? What can I do for you?"
Well, we thought we'd stop on by since you invited us, but also to see how we can kind of help out. We're in the middle of jobs, so,
Mm-hmm.
Also, we saw a new relic, brought it home.
Yes.
You should be seeing it soon.
Yes. Well, if the help, I mean, you could help me with some testing the different aspects of the relic. of the artifact.
Ooh,
In a controlled environment, of course. Mostly controlled.
creepy. Let's do it.
Yes.
Rundown, yeah.
Excellent, yes. You know, we have not been given much budget in the way of personnel for this. This has mostly been myself and whatever young, hopeful intern I pull into this. And, well, I have started to develop a bit of a reputation around here, and finding testers has been a little difficult. And given myself and Rev's previous proclivities, given the red artifacts and the effects it's had on us, we're not exactly the ones who should be testing them.
True. Actually, yeah. No.
Right.
Solid.
Right.
What's your reputation?
So you're saying you need some testes?
Reputation. Well, I mean, what's a reputation among academic colleagues? And Rev speaks up. They're scared shitless of her. 3 interns have been put into the medical bay or the medical wing since she started testing these artifacts, and the injuries aren't serious, but you know, you've dealt with artifacts, you know what they're capable of.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
She simply rolls her eyes at this. Science, the pursuit of academics. Like, what are you gonna do?
I look over at Ezreal like, you up for this? Think you're ready for a day
Yes.
healing?
Yes. Ezreal is very, very excited.
Excellent. I'm glad I can trust my close friends and companions here. Well, come on, we down to the labs. And she hops off her desk. And as a reminder, she is a halfling, so she's much shorter than the rest of you. But she saunters on out, letting you guys follow behind her. Rev takes up the rear, and eventually you make your way downstairs to basement levels, where the labs and testing are. And you find her lab, and she enters it, and you can see that the most recent artifact you guys, or most recent relic you guys retrieved is in this lab, but it's no longer in a sarcophagus, but it's in kind of a glass box. You can see very faintly warding runes have been etched into the glass, similar to the ones that are found in the sarcophagus. And, you know, there's various notes and whiteboards and everything like that, and all kinds of things going on. And then she turns and she looks and she claps and rubs her hands together. So, who wants to test first?
I'll step
What?
up. I'll go. Yeah, why not? What are we doing, Doc?
Well, right now, I'm trying to figure out a way to mitigate the artifact's influence on beings, so that way, in the future missions, you don't need to lug a sarcophagus around just to kind of, you know, deny its powers when you retrieve it. Because the sarcophagus are huge. There's no way around it. They are very big, unwieldy, and in this case,
Annoying.
she gestures to the arm. You guys just retrieved an arm, or something the size of a forearm. So, if I can find a way to help you resist, so to speak, and be able to bring them back, I think that would be a great step forward. And also, having more compact, efficient equipment for testing purposes also would be helpful, because that way perhaps we can field test if needed.
All
Anyway,
What do you
Zyla,
need
if you
to
could
do?
please step past the yellow line close to the glass box,
Stepping
and then the
over.
rest of us. And she gestures to all of you behind some kind of protective wall. It's like a concrete plexiglass situation.
I want to
And
nod
then
to
she
Ezreal.
speaks up again. And she's kind of touching like a collar around her throat, and your voice kind of gets louder, like it's enhanced with thaumaturgy. All right, Zyla, your place is completely safe, mostly.
Thumbs up.
I'm going to disengage the safety box. You simply need to reach in and touch the artifact, and we'll see how well you can resist.
All right, this sounds like a bad idea. Let's go.
Oh, it's a terrible idea. And you hear the hissing of the seals in the box. Psst, and the lid slowly raises. Opening the box now. All right, Zyla, you should feel a little bit of the aura of the artifact now. And again, you feel that slightly oppressive aura, although it's very dimmed down. Simply just reach in and grab it.
Clarification: grab it or just touch it?
Grab it.
All right, I reach in and grab it. Why not?
Does he need a roll?
You touch the artifact, and it's weird because you've been trained to very, very carefully not touch the artifacts. So it's weird being ordered to do just the very opposite thing you've been told not to do. And as you reach out and touch it, first of all, it's surprisingly smooth, even though you can see the skin is rough and there's markings etched into the skin. But it's smooth, it's dry, and it's very cold. And you can immediately feel something pressuring into your mind when you do that. I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom.
He had to get us to touch the artifacts somehow.
Yep. Well, that's an at 20 plus 1. I can even cut over to the map so you guys can see that on that little bit, maybe.
Too late. It's
Okay,
gone.
Sorry. We'll go over there.
All right.
That's a 21.
So 21. So that's good. You touch it, and immediately what you guys see is Xyler touches it, and his entire body goes rigid, and his head snaps back, and he's gritting his teeth. Xyler, what you see is it feels like you're being rushed through a tunnel in space, but you stop. You look around, and you realize you're still in the lab. Your friends are still behind the protective barrier. Your hand is still on the artifact, but you feel it gripping tighter. And you hear a voice whispering from the very shadows of the room. I could offer you power, Xyla. Power beyond your dreams. But the words aren't very enticing to you. You use your willpower to kind of resist whatever needs these artifacts.
I just whisper back. No. No.
Many deny me now, Xyla. But we'll meet again and again and again, and eventually your walls will crumble, and you'll see the power I offer you. I am a patient being. And with that, you snap back, and you look around, and you can feel a cold sweat prickling your skin, but you, as far as you're able to see, there was no lingering side effects in your mind or anything. And then you hear Anders' voice. So how was it, Xyla? We kind of lost you for a second there, but you came back pretty immediately.
It offered me power. It offered me
Ah, yes.
unimaginable power. And it says it's going to wait.
She quickly jots down some notes, and she looks to Rev, and Rev nods. That is similar to what they offered us when we had our own issue with the artifact on the ship. It seems that they are connected to a singular being. So that confirms that theory, I suppose. How are you feeling, Xyla, personally?
Kind of pat myself down, and nothing's out of place right now.
Okay. How about mentally?
Still a little shell-shocked from it, but I think he's going to be able to recover and be able to communicate that. That's a lot.
Philomena makes more notes, and she nods. Good. I think that's pretty good notes, actually. For the fact that you are able to resist it so easily makes me think that Saber Court picked the right people for this job. Too often have teams in the past succumb to the artifact, so the mental fortitude is needed. I don't think I want to pursue further tests at the moment, at the risk of you succumbing, or any of you succumbing to this. You retrieved the artifact. You saw what it was capable of, and I don't know if I want to accidentally unleash that power here. But, and then you hear the hissing of the lid closing, and then immediately the aura of the relic cuts out. But I think this is great news. Great theory crafting, and figuring out more of what these artifacts are and who these artifacts seem to belong to. They are connected to a singular being. So, and then she'll turn to the rest of the party. Have any of you come across anything that might indicate what these artifacts are for?
No, not really.
We thought that was something you could tell us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're the ones who have been in constant contact with them and retrieving them and seeing the cults that have sprung up around them. Dreams? Have you had any dreams regarding them?
Nope.
I mean, we all have, right? We've talked with her about having the dreams before.
Have we? I don't remember.
So, like, no new dreams?
Maybe if I was like, oh, we're lying now.
Yeah.
She looks at Ezreal. No dreams?
No dreams.
No, okay.
Never.
There's no make a deception check.
Okay. Okay. 19.
She rolled a 10. Kind of like looks at you weird, but then she just kind of shakes her head. I guess all of you have
Did you have
great
any
mental
dreams?
fortitude. Oh, constantly. Having been directly connected to an artifact before, I have constant dreams, and yeah, we'll leave it at that.
It's a continuous living nightmare.
Existence is pain.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but regardless of that, the fact that you guys are not having dreams and that even one of you are able to so easily resist artifact is a testament to your mental fortitude, really. So I guess congratulations on that, and you'll do good to do the rest of this job, I suppose. But be careful. Don't let hubris get in the way of that. Hubris has a way of very quickly cutting mental fortitude out.
For sure.
You know what they say about pride before a fall or something like that. But anyway, I think I got good notes today, and I don't think I want to test further. So you guys
Do you have any notes of like? Do you have
Yes.
any notes? Do you happen to have any notes on the other artifacts? Could we see them?
She goes to a cabinet in the lab and opens it. She shuffles through and she pulls out a journal, and then another journal, and then another journal, and then another notebook, and then more sheafs of paper. And she sets it all down on the table. In my time being employed by Saber Corps, I have had chances to study 3 artifacts. The one you have right now, and then the one that you found me with, the head. I've had a chance to study it. And then there was one that I was on a team for when I first arrived. It was some kind of desiccated part that I couldn't identify. I mean, clearly you've picked up that all these artifacts may be a body part of some kind.
Mm.
So I'm assuming an organ of some kind, who knows. But these notes kind of across the board have similar things. Everyone who has gripped them has reported hearing a voice from shadows offering them great power, which seems to work in line with what we believe the artifacts are capable of, as you have seen.
Have
Beyond
you...
that, all of...
Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
Have you heard of the cult of resurrection?
You mentioned that. What's your passive insight?
My passive
It
insight
should be on the far left side of your sheet.
is 13.
Yeah, that's enough. When you mention Cult of Resurrection, her face hardens. Where did you hear that name?
While we were retrieving the last artifact.
The goblin himself.
Hmm.
She looks up at Rev, and then Rev kind of nods and crosses his arms as he goes and like kind of locks the lab door, and he turns towards you guys. The Cult of Resurrection, as far as most people are concerned, does not exist. However, you have stumbled upon it. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. Maddox told you of a secondary purpose, correct?
Trying to remember if he did.
That certainly is a shot in the dark.
Well, to investigate the company.
Yes.
Find something wrong. Yes, okay. That's what I thought.
We've been to investigate the other through their mansion. Their barrack.
Yes. Well, Matix has assigned myself and Rev a similar job to investigate these things. Charles Whitaker believes he has lost control of his company, and obviously he cannot use his assets to overtly investigate it. Partially why we are brought in. We've been tasked with investigating the board's interference with the labs around artifacts. In our investigations, we came across something called the Cult of Resurrection. We believe that they are a cult dedicated to resurrecting the dead primordial gods. And somehow these artifacts tie into it. We do not know what these artifacts herald or what they're supposed to be, but all I know is resurrection of any god is it's not a great thing, typically. But
Yeah?
but we don't know how the Cult of Resurrection ties into the artifacts, ties into the board, ties into Sabercore as a whole. It's difficult. But well, perhaps there's something you can do. I'm not talking about investigating within Sabercore. Those records and archives, I'm sure, will be watched closely by assets who work against us. However, if it's involving a cult, as much as I hate to mention it, but the White Rose theocrats keep a pretty big handle on such items. Their zealotry towards their god kind of gives them a zero tolerance policy for such things. I'm sure they'd keep track of cults operating in and around the area. Perhaps they might know something.
That's a good lead, thank you.
Obviously, me and Rev cannot visit them because, and she gestures to the fact that you can still see her skin is like translucently pale, black veins. Rev still looks like Darth Bane from Star Wars. We clearly look like we've been under the influence of dark powers, so might not be very welcome to the zealots of the White Rose. But you guys are normal looking enough.
As I like start to take off my shirt and like Ezreal veins, vein check, look. After like copying or noticing that they still have black veins and all of that. Like, am I good? Am I good?
Give me medicine check.
Looking great.
Medicine
Oh.
check.
Yeah.
Oh. 10.
You find a mole, you should probably get checked out, but it looks pretty normal. No black veins, no marks of dark power.
Okay, good. Whew,
Look awesome.
thank you. I gotta get this checked out. Hey, you doing anything later? Doc, you want to check this out? We take care of this while I'm here.
I have I have plans, so
turn to Rev, like,
Huh?
Rev?
Don't look at me. Do not look at me.
Like, what are you
I'm
guys
not-
doing?
I am
And like, turn to
working.
the other doctor. Can you help with this mole?
Anders holds up her hands. I'm a professor, not a doctor.
She researches shit.
You want to take a look at this mole? No. Okay.
What do you say? Like the
I don't
fucking
like the way
Joker?
you're saying it.
I'm sorry.
Joker. Hey, you want to look at this mole?
I think you lost everybody on that one.
hey,
I gotta get this mole taken care of.
hey, Batman! I found a mole.
I'm gonna do a medicine.
It's like you said it
check.
in like a concerned way, but the way you said it, it sounded like you were hitting on everybody.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing later?
I
Your
think
schedule
with that,
open?
we'll
Are you
just leave
free?
the-
Can you take a
we'll
look at
leave
this?
the
Can you-
professor
can you
as
take
we
care of
all just
this?
kind of like pat Zyler
Is
on
there-
the back.
Is there a free clinic I can go to?
Yeah. Oh, what's
Is
our
our
insurance
Saber
like?
Corps a
Do we have
PPO
health
or an HMO?
insurance? Oh no.
Believe it or not, insurance isn't great. You get hazard pay though.
Spells.
But yeah, so yeah, Professor Anders shares this information with you. And with that, she looks to all of you. I think this should go without saying that this conversation never happened between us. We don't know who in the company we can trust. We don't know if we can even trust the board or their hound pack. All I know is that we can only trust. We've been told to only trust Maddox and the CEO, and I'm iffy towards that. But what are you gonna do? There's a conspiracy. And we only kind of trust what we find.
Well, we've been told the same. But I know that
Understand?
from before we can still trust you.
I would hope. The only ones we can trust are each other, apparently. So, but she claps her hands. I digress. Now, unless any of you else want to grab the artifact and test your mental fortitude, I think we can clear out of the lab.
I look at it again.
It whispers
No.
to you like the One Ring.
No.
Above
The
table,
rush
I
of
think-
power, Zyler.
I think Teo kind of wants to be a little shit and like provoke his patron by touching the arm.
Yeah, go right. Do you want to? Do you want to touch the artifact?
Sure, why not?
I wish I knew about your
Yes.
patron.
All right.
I know
Teo,
a name now, so
Teo volunteers, and Professor Anders looks surprised but pleased as everyone gathers behind the protective wall again. And again, there's a psst, and then her thaumaturge voice. All right, Teo, you know the deal. Go ahead and touch it.
Teo as he touches the arm, clutches his pendant just to like see what will happen.
When you touch it, Teo, there's a cold rush that runs immediately up your arm as if you just plunged your entire hand into ice water. You look around, and what you guys see is, again, when Zyler kind of went rigid and jolted, the same thing happens to Teo, but Teo, what you're seeing is the very shadows in the room deepen and almost melt as they become brackish seawater that floods the room, lapping over your feet and ankles. You look down, and in the black water, you see multiple bright eyes open and look up towards you in a single sinister voice, one you've recognized. You're playing with very hot fire, boy.
Noted. And then he like thinks for a second and decides to fucking do it. Noted. Lord Kraken.
The eyes all narrow at you, and you can feel a deep sense of anger welling up from the water. Very clever, little mortal, figuring out who I am to grant you such power. So you know my name. Does not give you any more leverage in this contract.
I don't want leverage. I just want to know what the contract is. I have this desire to go to you. But beyond that, I don't know.
Yes, you do. You are to bring me the artifacts so that we may destroy them. They represent something that even I fear.
So even you're
Cannot
scared of
el-
this thing.
This thing, this being, this power. Just know that it goes beyond the gods as you know them. It's a powerful, capable of destroying the gods, and should not be in the hands of anyone mortal or otherwise. So, Teo, fulfill your contract. Bring the artifacts to the location you see in your dreams, and we may finally be rid of them.
All right. And I let go of the arm. Or can I let go of the arm?
You notice that your hand wasn't touching it. You thought you were touching it, but your hand was kind of hovering over it, as if you were hesitating mid-decision. Everyone else but Teo, make a perception check.
There we go. Natural 20.
17 plus 4, 21.
16 plus. Get off of me, dog. 1 and 17.
Ezra?
15.
15. Okay. All of you see this. Teo had the same reaction Xyler had when he touched Artifact, but you kind of notice around Teo's body that his hand hasn't actually made contact. It's covering over it. But he's having the same reaction that Xyler had, eyes rolled back in the head. But Xyler wasn't muttering, but Teo is. You can't make out what Teo's muttering, but you can hear it. And then Teo, your patron finishes talking to you. The water recedes immediately. The cold is still remaining, but the shadows return to normal, and you snap back the taste of brine in your mouth. And you realize in this moment that you never touched the artifact.
Teo oddly feels a feeling of homesickness come over him. The brine, the water, it felt like back home on his ocean planet. And then he turns to Professor Anders and is like, so I have new data for you if you want it.
Her eyebrows shoot up and she gets ready to write. Please do share it, but please remove your hand from the artifact. You have been hovering over it for an uncomfortable amount of time.
Teo moves away from the artifact
and
very
then the
quickly.
seal closes again, and immediately that oppressive aura is cut off. So, as you come back around the thing, so what's the data?
Turns out, if you have a patron already, they get very mad if you try and touch another god being.
She cocks an eyebrow. A patron? Oh, a warlock. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would imagine most beings who have enough power to offer such a pact wouldn't exactly feel happy if you try to touch some other thing that has the same amount of power, if not more.
Yeah. So hopefully
your
that's like some
god
useful data in
protected
regarding.
you?
He spoke to me the longest he spoke, the most string of words he's spoken to me my entire life.
Oh.
Essentially gave me a stern lecture. He's not happy with what I just did.
Oh.
Very not happy.
If you don't mind my asking, Teo, who did you contract with so long ago?
Teo like opens his mouth to say something and then he thinks better of it and he's just like, secret.
Of course. I mean, most warlocks keep their patrons secret. It's for the safety of themselves and those around them. I understand completely. Professional curiosity, after all. But, I mean, that is good to know that if you have such a contract that you might have more resistance, or they might just stop you altogether from succumbing. It requires further testing. Not with you, though. Maybe I'll find some other warlocks who are willing. And she's immediately like, you see the gears work in the back of her head, and you have a sudden all of you have a collective shiver that you feel bad for whatever poor schmuck she pulls from the local adventuring guild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever she offers to pay them, it's probably not enough.
Never,
Mhm.
never enough.
You have a feeling that in a couple of days there's going to be a posting, testers wanted.
As a player, I feel like Teo got off really easy for what he just did.
For sure.
For sure.
Like if I had been a patron of like a devil or something, I would have been the Lemure by now, or Teo would have been the Lemure by now.
Oh yeah, there's obviously extenuating circumstances, but push the envelope, see what happens.
Teo is a brat.
All right, but is there anything else you guys wish to speak to Anders about, or in the lab, or would you like to move on?
I think that's everything. I just remembered that resurrection cult, but nothing else really. We didn't bring the head, so
Yeah.
Do you
I would
vocalize
touch
that?
yes.
Okay, I want to look. Like Xyler looks at Eladine with like the biggest look of horror. Like, if they're investigating everyone else, and we're investigating everyone else is investigating. We gotta hide that fucking head better.
Yeah, we should.
No, or we don't, and it sets them on the wrong track.
It makes us suspects.
Anders looks at all of you as they're having this conversation. She's kind of puts her hands up. Don't ask, don't tell. The less I know, the better. I listen. I would rather not get pulled into some accessory murder charges. What you guys do is your own business.
That's
And she
okay.
she just walks away. she does not engage further.
She doesn't want to be a part of it. It's fine. It's
No,
fine. We can.
The less I know, the better. Do not tell me details. If it does not relate to artifact or your investigation, I don't want to know. Do not tell me.
And with that, I think we're good to go.
All right.
Forget about that last part.
As you walk by Eladine, Rev kind of catches your shoulder briefly, leans in. I mean, if you need help with body disposal, I know a guy.
Thank you. Yes, I will keep that in mind.
Yeah, just go to I'm gonna pull up my nose. The city I built, Just go to the Silver Ring. Look for a tavern known as the Blooded Mare. Ask for Lenny. Tell him Rev sent you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easy
You know.
part, guys.
He nods and he lets you go. Anders kind of looks over her shoulder at Rev and it kind of gives like a stern look, as if like, why are you encouraging this behavior? But she doesn't say anything. She goes back to her work.
Guys, this is gonna destroy Kevin.
Fine.
That's why we need to get
This
him a
is-
pet.
We're gonna break his little automaton heart.
We're gonna get him a pet.
Oh, Eladine, can you
Yeah.
build a small homunculi for Kevin?
I think my homunculi have to stay with me. Actually, no, they don't. We'll look into it.
Okay. We're
believe
on a
you only
trail
have
for a pet.
Yeah, you can only have one homunculi at a time, so you would have to give
Mhm,
up Tim Tam to be the pet instead of using them with yourself.
What if
Tim
Can we go
Tam
buy a
would
pet?
be-
Kevin adopts?
I would really like to go
Tim
buy
Tam?
a pet.
Yeah, there's a pet shop.
Let's go to the pet shop, please.
Yeah, you leave. You kind of get in directions. You get carriaged out from the Platinum District to the best pet shop that you were kind of told in your various resources to navigate the city would probably be in the Gold Ring. It's like the upper middle class section of the city. But as you get in there, you are directed to a place called
You're welcome.
I know the name of my stuff.
Gotta create a pet shop name.
Can
Oh, the
create
Beach
a pet
Boys.
shop name? Hold on. No. I
No.
know what I want to name.
No
I just
on
have
the
to
pet
find
shops?
I
Okay.
have to find my other notes.
Oh.
There we go.
Um,
I'm putting it in.
I'm going
the
to
chat
bathroom
in
for
the-
a moment.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'll put it in the chat. There. You find a pet shop in the Gold Ring known as Wodan's Companions. And those of you who are religiously inclined, you will know Wodan is a god of nature. And you can, as you walk in, you can kind of see the pet shop sign has like a typical cat, dog, bird, fish, Petco looking fantasy sign, and you see in the faintly kind of carved into the wooden background is the symbol of Wodan. Wodan's symbol being a flowering tree. You know Wodan is a god of nature and life. For those
Love
of you
it.
who follow the gods. But you find your way to Wodan's Companions, and as you walk in, it smells like a pet shop. It sounds like a pet shop. You see that there's a lot of supplies for taking care of various pets, and there's a lot of pets kind of, in the cages and, the displays as always. And as you walk in, there's a few other, folk perusing and looking at pets. All of them kind of have this air of richness, nobility, upper middle class, like don't touch me, daddy will sue kind of money. You are in the Gold Ring after all. And as you enter in, you see a goblin kind of approaches you. He's well dressed in a pinstripe suit, and he goes, "Welcome to Wodan's Companions. My name is Henny. I am one of the proprietors of the store. How may I help you find adventurers today? Maybe find you a new forever companion."
We do need a pet, yes. I have no
Yes.
preference.
Well, looking all over you, I can tell that you're not
That's
from
not
this region.
murderous at all.
You're a group who gets off to a lot of adventures and dangers, yes?
Yes.
Well, I mean, this stock, and he gestures to the general store, is mainly for family homes. They want to get their
Well, the pet would
child
be
a
at home.
pet. Oh, you're not looking for a combat pet?
No, not a combat pet.
He waves his hand. Forget I said anything. Then please peruse the stock that we have today, laid out on the floor. Everything you see is for sale.
Wait, what home pets are there available?
Well, there's cats, there's dogs, there's reptiles, birds. You see that in what looks to be like a large bird cage kind of floating in the middle, there's these weird cloud-looking creatures with tentacles and big eye stalks. They seem very
What is
peaceful and docile.
that?
That sounds
Oh, that's
almost
my
perfect
friend.
for Kevin.
That is a flump.
What is a flump?
Yes, please. Tell us about this
The creature
creature.
that I totally thought about it. I forgot the thing.
You can tell it's been a little bit, right? It's been a little while.
You can tell you can't tell I put him on the spot, right?
Yeah.
No, not the slightest. I'm not. I'll just show you guys the picture of what the flump looks like. But it's like a cloudy jellyfish-looking thing. It looks very happy.
Yes.
He's
They're,
cute.
They are one of our more exotic pets we offer, but they are very peaceful. People say they speak in their minds, very soothing. They're very difficult to capture, though, believe it or not. They don't exactly like people coming at them with foul intent, I suppose. But if you have a loving, happy home, then your flump will very happily thrive.
How much are the flumps?
Yeah.
1,000 gold.
How much money do we have?
15,000 gold.
Can we
We'll
get a
take
flump
15
and a cat?
flumps.
Can we get a
Wait, you
flump
want to flip
and a
and
cat?
a cat?
Yeah.
What kind of cat are you looking for?
I don't know. What do you have?
Well, take a look there. We have plenty of cats. From calicos to oranges, from tabbies to blue hairs. We have many cats. I mean, he leans in close. They're very conspiracy-like to the rest of you. And if you're, looking for a slightly bigger cat for combat purposes, I also can provide those services. Just, you don't hear from me.
We just want a home cat, I think.
Okay, a home cat! Excellent, I got plenty of those. And he gestures to the wall of cats.
What is
Teo
the
does for
most
a hot second
exotic looking
fantasize about
cat?
wearing a lion.
Yeah,
should-
I just have like
we should get
He-Man going off in my head.
Yeah, Teo does.
We should-
fantasize
we
for
should
a second
get, like-
about
We should
Sorry,
get
what was
running
that?
right.
like a lion into battle.
We should. We should get like an ugly little naked cat.
Oh, Oh, I was gonna
Oh,
ask what the
hairless.
most exotic looking cat was.
So I would
Hairless
say,
cats, yeah.
you know those. Oh, it's like I don't know the cat breed, but they look like a fucking goblin bat with the
The hairless
very
cat.
short curly. Yes,
Yes, that one.
No, short
Yeah,
curly hair.
it's very short
Ooh.
curly hair, like a
Oh.
naked. They look like a werewolf.
Yeah, the werewolf
Oh,
cat.
yes.
Yeah, with the werewolf looking. There's one of those.
Can we
You
get
read the
this,
description.
guys?
It's about 2 years old.
Can we get this cat, please?
Oh, that
It's
cat
for
is one of
Kevin.
our.
Except it just wants a cat.
It's one of our more unique breeds, but I mean, you are buying a flump, which is a great investment. And I can tell you guys are discerning adventurers of taste. I will sell you this cat for 5 gold.
Only 5?
No, don't.
Only 5.
Don't say
All
that.
that.
He'll
All
hike
that.
up the price.
No, that means everyone gets a cat. Everyone gets to pick out a cat.
Oh my god.
We do not need 5 cats.
We do not need to give
Kevin
Kevin
needs
5 cats and a plump.
Kevin,
I mean-
I don't think
Why?
Kevin
I mean,
needs
your
5 cats.
your Ganassi friend is completely right. Cats are horrid solitary creatures. You need to have a friend for them.
But the flump is not a good companion for the cat.
More the merrier. I mean, there are 5 of you. You guys all help and support each other in various escapades you go on as adventurers. What if the cat and the flump want to have their own adventures in your home?
What if we get 2 flumps and 2 cats?
Yes, please buy more flumps.
1 flump, 2 cats?
Guys, come on. 2
What
flumps,
about-
2 cats.
What about 1
Listen,
flump, 2 cats?
I'll make you a deal because I like you guys. You buy the 3 flumps I have in stock today, and it would only be 2,500 gold. I knock
Wait, that's a
500
steal,
gold
guys.
off it. Yes. Oh
That's a
yes.
steal.
2,500 gold. You get 3 flumps. Very
And
most
2
exotic. They
wait,
are
hear me
in
out, hear me out.
fashion. They are vogue right now.
How difficult
Hear
are
me out,
these?
though. And 2 cats for free. 2
I
cats
check
for
with
free.
Ellie like.
3
do we still
flumps,
need
2
a
You'll
cats?
partnership?
You drive a hard bargain, my dear Ganassi friend. Yes, I will throw in 2 cats for free if you buy 3 flumps today. And
Please,
don't forget
please,
they're in
please,
fashion. They are
please, Ellie,
hot
please.
commodities. Hot commodities.
Please, Celadine. Please.
I need
Behind
me.
Elodie
Please.
turns
Teo,
in
no,
and
no,
just like,
no.
what is the actual, like, what are the care instructions for these animals?
Yeah, how do I care for a cat?
Oh, it's simple. You get them a litter box, you get them soft food and hard food and whatever. I mean, I have pamphlets, I have brochures.
I
And
want
he
a
kind of-
brochure for the
One for
oh,
the cat, 3 for or
Yeah.
5, 6 pamphlets for the ploof. 6 ploof.
Yeah,
pamphlets.
so the cat is pretty simple. It's a small little handbook. You know, it's taking care of a cat. The flump is much thicker.
Yeah.
As you open it and you kind of just give it a quick little skim. A few things that pop out to you. The flumps are incredibly sensitive to emotions around them. So any ill emotions, and it specifies like aggressiveness, murderous intent, etc., etc. The flump will pick up on and become ill. They are
Oh.
vegetarian. They eat mostly vegetables, mushrooms, because originally they're from places that would simulate the Underdark. So that type of diet. They can communicate telepathically, which people find off-putting at times, but they are known to bring a warmth emotionally to those around them.
I'm actually
Yeah.
pro flump now.
My concern is
Come on,
we'll be able
please.
to communicate with our robot because we
Is
are
it-
buying a pet for the robot.
Yeah,
but I
so
don't
do
know
you
if
want
the
to come
robot
home with us? Can you talk with
True.
robots?
Persephone is putting her on her knees, begging now.
I don't know that we need all 3, but
please,
let us
please,
Yes.
go and talk to them. Maybe is this a doable thing?
Yeah, are they like a club?
I mean, you can attempt to speak with the flumps, but ever since they've been here, they have been very. I think the term is bratty. They refuse to talk to
Please.
customers and myself.
They need to be saved. Please, guys. Please, 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 please,
Could we
please,
summon our robot
please.
Could
to
al-
the pet shop so that
Yeah,
Yeah,
can
can
we-
we
try?
call Kevin?
Yeah.
Don't bring the head, Kevin. Just you. Don't bring your friend.
Don't-
Yeah,
we
you're able to put a call out for Kevin, and a couple minutes pass, and Kevin saunters in. He's dressed in like a fine suit meant for walking about the city. He has a cane in hand, and he goes, "Greetings, masters. You requested my presence here."
Persephone is still on her knees, like begging in front of Eladine silently.
He cocks a robotic eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
How do you feel about pets, Kevin?
Please.
If the masters desire pets, I will take care of the pets while the masters are not in.
But how do
See,
you feel
guys,
about
please.
Do you feel
How
that
do-
you would bond with them, connect with them?
How
Do you feel that
I,
they would be
How do I feel?
some company while we're out?
He thinks for a moment. What pets are you considering?
I take him over to the flump.
Please.
He looks at the flumps, and you see all the eye stalks kind of go down and look at him, and they look at each other.
And does any
And
of
there
us
seems
have like?
there seems to be a silent communication between Kevin and the flumps.
Oh, good, they can talk.
Cool, I was worried about that too.
Persephone finally just puts her hand up towards Xyler to have help getting up because she's feeling kind of like she should stand up now.
You know, help you stand up, and the 2 cats that are like climbing all over, you can just claw on. Come up on their
Kevin,
shoulders.
he carefully puts a hand out towards the flump cage and presses a hand against it, and the flumps come up and press a hand against his on the other side of the cage, and he turns to you.
We have to get. We have to do it.
They
guys.
demand their freedom.
Oh,
Come on, guys, please.
We can get
They
one.
say
1,500?
that
One flump.
they say that the goblin is mistreating everyone here.
Oh.
Guys, please.
Oh, why do you say
Uh,
that?
please don't
anyway,
say that.
they're creatures. They don't know what's going. I give them my
I
finest
told
care
you they
here.
needed saved.
What's Tails intimidation, real quick?
2,300. I'd say the 3 flumps for 2,300. It's a steal. It's a catch.
You're going to sell us all 3 flumps and 3 cats for 1,500.
Should we get an extra cat?
Shut up, Siler!
I
No!
love this. Teo
You
looks
are
over to
mistreating these animals.
Teo, like,
1,500.
Teo kind of hold up
Sorry.
his hands to Persephone, like, hold on real quick. And I turn to the pet shop owner and is like, you know, these are pretty exotic animals you keep in here. Wonder if you have the
Yes,
permits to
I
have
had-
these animals here. Kind of look at him.
Make an intimidation check.
Yeah.
Guidance.
Cool. Would I add to that for the guidance?
A D4.
A D4.
Roll the d20.
What was that? I'm
That
sorry.
is a 21.
21. So he resists it. And you can see a very distinct bead of sweat go down his goblin forehead, and he keeps the wide salesman smile. Now listen, there's no need to get the local governance involved. 2,000. I'll sell you 3 flumps for 2,000. That's buy 2 get 1 free.
1,500.
Listen, I run a
1,500.
business. I run a
1,500.
bus-
You're the
No,
one mistreating animals without a permit. I
I
can
am-
call our boss
I am
right
not
now.
mistreating. I do not know what they're saying. I do
call
not
our
mistreat
boss
my
right
animals.
now.
I do.
I can
I
call
do
our
not
boss.
mistreat-
I'm pulling out my phone, and Persephone is pulling
My
out her phone.
Pull out your pebble.
My little magic stone.
Who are you calling? Who are you even calling?
Charles Whitaker.
There's a silent descends across the entire shop, and even including the other customers in here. And they kind of like look at all of you, and they quickly shuffle out. And you're staring right at the goblin when you name drop the CEO of Saber Corporation. And he looks up at you. Charles Whitaker, the CEO of Saber Corp.
Yes, he's my boss. He's our boss.
His grin widens and grows malicious.
Oh no.
Who do you think sponsors the shop?
Well,
Who think will stop
You guys-
sponsoring the shop if you keep mistreating these animals?
I am not mistreating these animals. I do not know why you believe that.
Well, they
Sure.
feel mistreated.
Call Whitaker, and I would promise you he'll show up himself and solve your problem.
Call him.
Or
I don't know. Do we want to call his bluff?
can I insight check on this guy?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Oh, that's
roll
a
an
that's a
insight.
7.
21.
Uh,
21.
21.
17.
Okay.
He is sitting very comfortable and smug. You have a feeling that he may not be wrong. That
Yeah.
either Sabercore or Charles Whitaker himself is a patron and sponsor of this shop.
So here's the thing, Bucko. As like kind of like the top salvaging team right now, we're trying to offer you some money instead of something. However, I don't think, even if Charles is a sponsor of you, he really would want to hear that you have mistreated his top team when they're trying to make a very good deal with you. At this point, we're still offering you money to take these off of your
Yes.
hands that you clearly cannot care for properly. So I don't see what the issue is here. 1,500, give us the 3 flumps and 3 cats, and we're out of your hair.
2,000 is my final offer.
1,500.
That is 2,000.
1,500.
I put my hand on Percival's shoulder, and I reach out my other hand to shake for the 2,000. We have that, right?
I slap Zyler. I slap him.
And then we can talk with Charles about this later.
You cannot give
Can we
into
write this
the
up as a work
rook.
expense?
I believe so.
He is a rook,
Okay.
Zyler.
Oh, I agree with
Mistreating
you.
animals.
I agree
You
with
can't
you.
just give in.
I'm not giving in.
You
I
are.
thought it
You're
was
about to shake his hand.
Persephone,
I'm getting
we
us
work for a
3
salvaging company. You are
puffs
also
and 3
low-key
cats.
crooks.
We're gonna talk
Hey,
to
I
Charles
help
about
the
this
small
later.
people. I
Oh,
help
we
the
will.
small
We
people
are
still.
helping the
They're called
most-
halflings.
We're just gonna go through other
Tails.
channels. Oh, we're also
Slowly
getting
pulling
Kevin
Persephone
some
out of
pets.
the shop.
The halfling, that's real.
She was slowly pulling Persephone out of the shop so she doesn't escalate the situation further.
Yeah.
Uh,
Teo pulls Persephone out while Elodine and Xylar.
Do I have
Persephone,
the
are
3
you
cats with me?
Yes, you have the 3
you-
cats with you. They
Yeah,
are
you were
clawed
given
on
you have the 3
They're
cats
climbing
in
around.
the carriers. Persephone, are you fighting Teo or are you just letting Teo pull you out?
Like smacking him. Just like this. Just like swatting
She's
at him.
fighting, but not very hard.
But still following. Don't touch me, but follow out.
Tails like, you want to look at like the accessories for the cats? Because you get some cat clothes. Some toys.
No, I don't want to support this crook.
At another shop.
Look for-
Kevin walks up behind you guys with the cats in tow, and then Henny looks towards the remaining 3 of you. 2,000, and you get the 3 flumps, and I'll even throw in feed for the rest of the animals you've decided to get.
I hand over the 2,000.
Thank you. Pleasure. I would say it's a pleasure doing business, but I do not appreciate being yelled at in such a way in my own place of business. You are welcome here, though, but please do not bring your Ganassi friend. She is bad for business. And if you're looking for more exotic breeds that are more suited for combat, you know where to come. And
Yes.
he rings up your purchase, and he gets your address so he can deliver everything to you, so you're not carrying everything through the city. And then he turns to you as he's finishing writing something, and he goes, and his face gets very serious. And a word of advice to all of you. You're new here, I can tell. I would be careful about name-dropping such people. The Tricordia runs most of the city. And as you know, the 3 of them are in very intense rivalries corporate-wise. The wrong name in the wrong shop can get you in immense amounts of trouble. You just got lucky that this one was won by Charles Whitaker. Now, I will have the goods delivered to your home, but you are free to carry your animals out with you. As he prepares, he kind of lets the flumps out, and they follow close behind you. You don't need a leash or anything.
Oh, that's nice.
And he looks at all of you. Have a pleasant rest of your day. He closes the door behind you.
We got them for
And-
1,500 for Sepha.
You're a fucking liar, Ezreal.
Tail was just like sitting, like, if hand in his hands, like, can we go one day in this city without getting banned from somewhere?
No.
Can we have a positive reputation, please?
So
We
we're
live
When
Uh,
people aren't committing animal cruelty, maybe.
we're gonna be better than PETA than this and free those animals, right? We're
I
coming back
already
in the middle of the
wrote down
night. We're
Find
I
out
would
freeing
where-
personally like to
stuffed
shut
animals.
down this pet store.
or at very least make him promise to do better and actually follow through on it.
Maybe check in with
I mean-
Whitaker if we
Yeah.
get the chance.
That would be the
Yeah.
first channel I would want to go through. Be like, hey, this pet store, he doesn't give a fuck that he's abusing him and saying it's under your name. Dude.
Kevin speaks up. The flumps say that they appreciate you buying them and getting them out of the shop. But they realize, and you look up the flumps and you can kind of see that they're looking a little green around the gills. They realize the method they use to try and convince you, while effective, may have had unintended consequences, and they apologize.
Did you lie to us?
The flumps don't make eye contact with you.
I
They're
really
looking
do.
everywhere but in your faces.
I would like
Teo
to
gives a
leave the
vet-
flumps for now. I am going to get angry, and that is not healthy for them.
Yeah.
James gives the most disappointed dad face he can at these flumps.
I just get overjoyed. I want to catch an eye contact and just smile.
Kevin speaks. The flumps again are very apologetic and promise to do better in the future.
I did all of that for them.
I love these things.
The little shits, just like us.
Right.
Please don't take it personally that we haggled over the price to get you out of there.
They say no
You're
offense
worth
taken.
more.
You're
Except for
priceless.
Fumbling
I
and
hand
walking ahead
Kevin
with
one
the
of the
cats.
how to take care of manuals for the flumps, and it's like, well, you have your new housemates.
He does that thing where he like flips he flips the entire book at once and then nods. I now know how to take care of flumps.
Did you hand him a cat
And he hands the manual
yet?
back to you.
I also hand the cat manual after that.
And then he'll do the same thing. Understood.
Then I turn to
I
Ezra.
shall
We should probably
bring-
talk to the head and get rid of it as soon as possible.
We should probably head back home, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yes,
We've got something.
we'll bring home. So the flumps, they're like that cloud jellyfish looking creatures. They are hovering behind Kevin closely. They are red, yellow, and blue in color. And while they say that they do not recognize the concept of a name, you may name them, according to what Kevin says. They seem to be only telepathically communicate through Kevin. They have a weird bond that you've noticed, for better or
They not
worse.
like talking to us.
How about Huey, Dewey, and Louie?
Ooh, love it.
Okay, I'm for that.
Kevin nods. They accept the names Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I mean, it was
Also,
that
they
or
said
the
that-
ghosts from Pac-Man.
They also said that they will eventually communicate with you telepathically as they grow more comfortable in their new abode.
Fair.
What about the cats? What do the cats look like?
We
One
got
of
Can
them
we
is
get
the
all
little
three
ones.
werewolf cats, or
We got a hairless.
There's a sphinx, there's the werewolf cat, and then there's just a very short hair curly one. That's gray.
they'll need their own room that has like more heat than the other ones because they like heat.
Oh, definitely not Teo's room then, because his room is ice cold.
What do we name the cat?
Oh,
Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
It's a Yakko, Wacko, and
yes. Well, those will come to us.
Okay.
Dot. We care more
Alright.
about the cat names than
The sentient creatures
sentient
behind
creatures'
Kevin.
names. You don't have a name for
Well, the
yourself?
cats didn't lie to us.
Yeah.
True, but they will in the future.
How about the Sphinx is Rufus? Like Rufus the Naked Mole Rat?
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we
the
gotta
werewolf-
have Kim.
What?
You have what?
Kim. For Kim
Kim?
Possible. If we got Rufus,
Oh,
then Kim.
Then Kim can be the werewolf one.
Yeah.
And what's the best friend's name? I can't remember.
Ron.
Ron?
Ron.
Ron can be the curly gray.
Yeah, there you
All right. Ron, Kim, and Rufus. Cats.
go.
Now you just need to get a green cat and call it Shiga, and then we're all fine.
There you
That's
go.
the next thing. I'm going back into the store in a couple weeks. Whether he likes it or not.
You're going
It's
in
like
with
a photo of
photos.
you in your bed.
Do not serve.
Do not serve
Um,
right on like a photo of her in the back.
I'm going to have
Uh,
gold in my hand. I want a green cat.
There's you guys make your way back to your home. Kevin, does well to bring the animals to respective parts in the house. Shortly after, feed and materials and things that you need to take care of animals very well and give them a nourishing environment have been delivered, and Kevin sets to putting everything together, kind of setting up a room for the cats and a room for the flumps. But the flumps seem to follow closely behind Kevin the whole time. They're still avoiding your eye contact, given the situation. but they are following dutifully behind Kevin.
Can I
Which is
help
a weird
Kevin
sight
build
to
the
you,
cat trees for the cat
Yeah.
room?
Yeah,
And, like,
you don't need to make
check out.
a check for it because you
Awesome.
have plenty of time to just do it. But eventually, you have a room full of cat trees, the litter box and food and everything else here, and they now have their own personal room. And you made sure to tell Kevin to keep it a little warmer in here, and it is. Right. So, what else do you all wish to do?
Do we want to
Should I
talk
talk
to the
to the
dead
head?
head, or do we want to do some?
What are we gonna ask it?
If it knows where the cult is, where that the church is keeping all their magical shit.
Yeah.
What? What's
The White Rose
So-
Church?
Yeah.
Because they were
Wait,
trying to
whose
break
head
in.
is it? Is it a goblin? It was a druid head.
The druid
right?
head, yeah, the people that.
Yes.
Yes. So there was the head of one of the druids who tried to cause a prison break in the Cathedral of the White Rose.
Yes.
One of the-
yes.
one of
They
the
have
your-
information.
Yeah, we wanted to know like who they planned on breaking out, what their intelligence was, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Björ is the name of the druid coven. There was a reason why I named them that, and I'm now completely forgetting why. Bjorn, not
So
not
real,
Björn,
though.
Bjorn. Yeah. I think it
maybe we
was,
should ask where the druids are, where they live, because they don't live in the city, I think.
Well, we know that they're tied to the twins, or the
Oh, the Scrappers Union.
yeah, the Union, the Scrappers Union on that. That the druids are tied more with the sister, who's a bit more hungry to fight, and the brother is
Mhm.
more like we want to discuss and talk things through.
We made a deal with her, right?
Soraya O'Malley, yeah.
Yeah.
She's the one who brought the information to you that Bjornic Industries is thinking of replacing the workforce with slave automatons that have all.
Yeah, she's the one who's we're stealing the thing for the
Yeah.
automaton
Yeah. Let's talk
control
to
unit.
the head.
All right. Do you all pile into the freezer and look towards the eerie setup that Kevin's left the head in, or do you bring it somewhere else?
Let's leave it.
Let's bring it out of the freezer, but keep it as the setup.
Okay.
You
You
take
don't
the
want it to be
broomstick.
uncomfortable.
Just set it at the
You-
table, I guess.
You
Everyone
take
sit
the
around.
broomstick with the hat with the bowler cap on it, and you set it at your dining table where you eat your meals at, and you all sit around, and yeah, it's a weird look. There's just a head on a stick at the head of the table. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and cast Speak with the Dead on it, you can do so.
I will.
All right.
Is Kevin
So-
here?
Kevin's in the background. But
Okay.
he kind of like peeks in, sees what you guys are doing, and then walks by, realizing that there is no good conversation he can have to convince you not to take the head. That makes him look good still. Considering what you found considering where you found the head this morning.
I just want to
Yeah.
know if the druid's voice is the same that he's had in his head while like making this friendship for him.
Alright. So Ezreal, you reach out, your clerical powers forming, and you pluck at the threads that connect the head briefly to the other realm, and then suddenly you see the eyes flick open, green pale fire in it, and the jaw works, and you hear I live. And the
Sorta.
flaming eyes look towards all of you.
Hi, welcome
Waiting
back.
for a question. It just looks at you, doesn't say anything.
What is your name? For one.
Linnaeus Steelbark. Where is my body? Why am I alive?
What do you last remember?
The eyes snap towards you, Eladine. Fighting the invaders in their home to save one of ours.
What did you see down there?
I do not know. I was slain up top.
Why did the White Rose capture your people?
They want to eradicate the wheel. Captured our general.
Where are they keeping their magical artifacts? Do you know?
It remains silent.
Okay, they don't know.
But then, with that fifth question asked, the flames wink out and the head goes slack on the pole again.
We asked all our questions.
Damn, I should have asked where
Wait,
the head is so we can give the head back to them.
Talk with Dead is still 5 questions still, right? But didn't it change in 24?
Yes.
Okay.
Part of me is like, I feel like wherever they're holding the general is also probably where they're keeping all their magical stuff.
Yeah.
I feel
Well, they're
like.
generals who they went to go break out, I believe.
Yeah.
Eladine and Persephone were the ones that went downstairs and had a brief look to see that the basement of the cathedral you guys were fighting in did have prison cells.
We didn't get very far in though.
No, not at all. You didn't get into the prison cells proper, but you saw that they were
No.
prison cells before the crusader keeping guard proceeded to dog walk you.
A one shot.
Well,
I mean, if we're gonna sneak in again, I can do this, and I touch. I pat Persephone on the shoulder, and she turns invisible.
that's pretty amazing. Yes, that would help.
What just happened?
That's a bit more helpful.
As I cast invisibility.
Also,
as
if-
I cast invisibility on Persephone.
What was that, Ezra?
Nothing.
I thought I heard you say also.
I can only do it to one
Yes.
person at a time, though.
I changed my mind. I don't want to talk.
I'm sorry.
Valid, I get you.
Understood. You're so real for that. But yeah, Kevin walks in and he looks at your guys as kind of in a seance around the stick. Are you done with this?
Do you want it back?
I figured I can put it in a place where it would not rot.
I mean, we don't
Yeah, but
really
if-
need it anymore.
Excellent. I will dispose of the head. He takes it. He walks away.
Sure.
We
I
should
really
probably
hope
ask
we're
him
trusting
how.
our robot correctly.
But I really want to ask him how, but I kind of don't want to. No.
Can we just follow him?
Yeah, you'd follow. Are you stealthily following
Yeah,
him,
I'm
or are
gonna
you just following
stealthily
him?
follow, see what he does.
Yes.
Make a stealth check, then. Everyone who wants to follow Kevin as he disposes of the head.
I am not because I cannot.
19.
13 plus 4, 17.
Yeah, you guys are able to stealthily follow Kevin as he, go from pillar to pillar, corner to corner. And he reaches the ice room again, where your freezer is. He looks left, he looks right, doesn't see you, opens it, walks in, closes the door behind him.
He's just keeping it.
Once he
Are the
gets-
puffs
guys,
nearby?
Once once he
The
like,
flumps
bonds
are
with
just
pets-
kind of wandering through the garden.
once he bonds with the pets, it'll be fine, guys.
I want to go talk with them about it. It's like, hey, we messed up. And we need your help with Kevin to make sure that he is healthy mentally. And we need to get rid of this head that he has developed an attachment.
Are you talking to the flumps about? You telling this? To the
Yes,
flumps that
yes. Just like giving them like, please.
They look at you. Their eye stalks turn and look towards each other. Then they look at you and they just nod.
Thank you. Thank you.
And they float towards where Kevin was stashing the head. All right, you give your robot butler emotional support animals, for better or for worse.
Yay.
I think it's for better, personally.
I'm sure it's for better.
I really hope so. I really hope.
We gave him a
I'm
lot to
starting
take
like
care of.
Kevin.
Plus, the cats and the flumps will be also good extra heads to keep the place safe from intruders, or at least keep eyes out.
True.
'Cause I'm
Okay,
pretty
when
sure
you
the others
say
got rid-
extra heads,
I meant extra eyes.
thank you. I was like, no, please don't give Kevin the idea. We come home and they're just like on pikes, on brooms,
Oh
just
no.
stationaries. We know
It's
that
like
we have
given
a
our-
problem with Kevin.
Where did
Given
you get
our
those
track
heads?
record with trying to make allies, I feel like the other Salvador team are gonna fuck with us at some point, or try to fuck with us.
They're gonna have to fuck with Kevin.
Yeah.
Hey
and
guys,
the flumps and
I
the
got-
cats.
Hey guys, I got good news and bad news. Good news, or bad news, another team's gone missing. Good news, we found them. This
We
one
only found
is
their
a more
heads,
clear-cut
and they're
case.
in your freezer.
Yeah, they're like some kind of macabre tea party. Listen, we give you a lot of
We do
freedom, but
see
that's a little
evidence of
much.
tampering on the robot butler, but
Like, I know we push for competitive teams, but wow.
Maybe we should rename our robot Vlad at this point. The Impaler.
Is there like an Isaac Asimov? Can we find the Foundation series to give to Kevin?
So it's actually, this is unrelated. This is kind of tied into the setting I've built for Spelljammer. Is there actually is an unknown entity that has built the droids, like the Warforged and Autognomes, that kind of fills an Asimov type role, but no one knows where he is or who he is.
of
Just
course.
one day, some of the automatons were just way more human and sentient than the others, and they were
Ooh.
given the name Droid.
Ooh.
So,
No,
what
please
kind
don't-
of
please
fucker you
don't
want to
sue
get
me,
up to
LucasArts.
today? What kind of fucker do you want to get up to while we're here back at home base? Do you want to steal the automaton thingy, or do you want to try and free the general / get magical artifacts?
Ooh, I think stealing the thing for the Union.
Automaton odds,
Yeah, that'd be
jailbreak
fun.
evens.
Jailbreak
So I-
round 2.
Yeah.
I can turn
Really,
2
this
people
is better.
invisible because Warlock has at their level.
While we're at still at like our own base, I saw our favorite robot. What's his name again? Kevin, whatever. Perform a neat little trick with the manual for the flumps. And I was given a book. Could he summarize it for me?
Yeah, what book?
The book that was given to me after the churro stand.
Churro stand. I know there's a churro stand. I don't know where I did that churro stand.
You'll have to remind him about the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you tell me the context that I got you?
So I think it's
English
supposed to be
language is
odd.
my first language.
Okay, look. I think this was so long ago. I was looking at the arm in the sarcophagus, and I saw like the
Mhm.
runes, and I wanted to decipher them, but I didn't know what they were. So I was looking for a book, and then I got given a book.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you find Kevin and you hand him the book on ancient languages and the anecdotes, the journaling of that. You tell him what you want. He looks at you. He nods. He flips through it and stops. He cocks his head. He flips through it again and stops and hands it back. Well, it is just simply a archaeologist's journal regarding finding ancient languages. Unfortunately, I do not know what languages they are speaking of. But they mention that there are ruins elsewhere within the Wildverse that have similar languages as the ones that apparently you are looking for.
Okay.
They are ruins on a planet known as Paxilon. A
Okay.
far planet. But there are ruins there, if you so wish.
All right. Thank you.
He nods and he goes back to his business.
Right. Let's go.
Mhm.
So we're gonna have to go to Paxilon soon. Hey,
If you don't have without a job right now, you guys are kind of free to do what you wish.
yeah.
It's
Hey,
true.
God, will you roll a d20 for us? Let us know it's odd or even.
Sure.
What did we decide? Odds are the jailbreak, evens are.
That was a 19.
Well, odds are jailbreak. We want to go.
Returning to
mess
the
up
scene of the
White Rose?
crime.
Yes.
All right.
Do we want to? I guess, yeah, we can prep by being invisible. Since,
All right.
Theo can make two of us invisible.
You have 1 hour of invisibility.
Ah.
Probably rest up so I can like cast it twice if need be.
All right. You return to the gold ring, and you make your way to the alleyways overlooking the cathedral. And again, there's heavy guard presence. There's of course the larger cathedral, of course, that's been gated and blocked, and then the side, like kind of more service chapel, the main church that is open to the public, where you guys had your incident. And as you're kind of looking, you can kind of see again there's like an afternoon service is happening. There's guards and there's the faithful to the White Rose's religion. And as you sit in the dark alleyway and plan out your course of action for jailbreaking once again into their base of operations, I think that'll be a good place to end session for today.
Okay.
I know it was a shorter session, but we had some hard outs, and you guys are going back into the thing. So I gotta prep those maps again. All right. Well, as always, thank you everyone again for coming out and playing, coming out and watching, coming out and enjoying and rolling dice. Still don't know the owner of the Ancient Red Dragon, so if you can please come to the front desk, that'd be appreciated. Thank you. It is currently raised a village now.
Oh,
Pain.
So. Anyway, as always, I am Zalora, the Dungeon Master. You can find me best here on Twitch at Zalora with 3 A's at the end. Hey D, where can they find you?
You can find me at D Major Queer. I'm gonna put it in the chat real quick. Wait, wrong stream. Oh, there we go. You can find me at D Major Queer. And nope, I spelled that wrong. Hold on.
Queer spelled correctly.
Quirr. D major quirr.
D
There we
Major
go.
Queer on
Hey,
all
we
social media
got it.
platforms, including Twitch. So yeah.
Nice.
Briston, where they can find you?
You can find me on Twitch /Bry5ton. I stream D&D outside of this campaign and some Mafia and other things like that. So, James?
Hi, I'm James. You can find me at Evil Superpowers everywhere and everywhere that I have socials. Yeah.
Everybody in the screen.
Let's throw it over to Jace.
That's so funny.
You can't find me. Bye.
I am unknowable outside of this campaign.
Do not perceive our cleric.
Yes, do not.
I was gonna ask if Jace could be perceived today. The answer's no.
No.
I'm not here. I'm just a collective hallucination. So
Of all of us.
Of all of us.
yes.
Alright. So you can find me a few places. I'm at MJ Sparkles here. I'm at MJD Sparkles on TikTok, and I'm at MXJosieD on Twitter. I am not consistent.
Mood.
And
All
thank
right.
you all for coming in and seeing us everywhere. This I don't know what I'm saying.
It's been a bit since we've been able to play, and
Yeah.
It has been.
we're still
Yeah,
getting back into
June-
it. So
Yeah, June was a thing, but
May was
was a
also a thing.
hopefully May is also a thing. July, jury is still out, so we'll
July's
hopefully see
fine
you
for
guys
me,
more often.
think.
Yeah,
yeah,
July should be good.
Well-
should be good.
we'll hopefully see you guys more often in July. So, anyway, thanks so much for coming out, hanging out. See you next time at Roll of Adventure.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye now.